Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of Forever. I've decided in 2020 to make this more of a conversational series because I met these beloved creators at different events around the world. And I want to share experiences with them that I'm going to be having. So last year, most of this series was around trade shows and things that I went to or reviews of specific hardware. I wanted to go out and pull people that are also going to be experiencing similar things into this series. So CES is coming up in a few days. I've got Alex VR and vrgamerdude here who are going to CES, as am I. And we're going on a bit of a journey apart, but together. So I figured it would be cool to bring us together a little bit beforehand to talk about some of our expectations, some of the things that we know about that we're excited about, and also some of the things that we might have heard rumors about and might be there, might not be. So just starting out, I am going to CES kind of on my own. I had a couple of days off from work. I wanted to unplug a bit. I took advantage of a coupon code to get free admission into the expo halls and the exhibits from Pimax. And I thought, what the heck? I got a cheap hotel, got a cheap flight, and I'm heading out to Vegas.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So that's my story of how I'm getting there. Dawn, I think you have a bit of a story too about Pimax.
I do actually, and it is about Pimax. So, you guys may know about 6-7 months ago, they sent me a 5K plus. Fell in love with that headset. I tell you what, their tech is amazing. And over the course of just having to talk and interact with some people in their internal organizations, I was asked if I might want to join their team this year at Pimax. So they are actually bringing me to CES. And
Hell
this is
yeah.
my first CES. So very excited to be a part of that team this year and to, be in their booth. They've got some exciting stuff that we're going to be showing. And of course, just to soak in the atmosphere of the show.
That's
Awesome.
rad.
And Alex, how are you getting there?
I it's actually kind of interesting. I wasn't really even looking for CES when I realized I was going to be in Vegas.
Nice.
There is another event that's happening simultaneously. It's called Dreamland XR,
Ooh,
Right.
Dreamland.
and I've just been like this past 6 months and for the rest of this year, like my focus is to get to as many awesome events like this as possible. So I hit the internet hard on like VR events everywhere in the world.
Nice.
Where are they? And just found out about Dreamland, hit up the organizers, and I was like, hey, I would love to come and cover the event, interview people, and he was like, sure, awesome, come out, sounds good. And by the way, it comes with this ticket to CES.
Right.
I was like, well, all right, man, let's do it up. Yep. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between CES and Dreamland XR the whole time. Dreamland XR, I don't really know what to expect. I've never been, but it kind of seems to have this like artsy community music kind of focus about it, like while VR and immersive technologies, I think, is like at the forefront. Like Steve Aoki is going to be playing, who's like
Yeah.
a
Nice.
really famous EDM dude, and Tiesto is another name. And it's like by going to Dreamland, you're also a part of these music concert things. So the CES thing was almost like the big, beautiful cherry on top of the Dreamland
Nice.
Sunday for me. And I'm like, honestly, a little bit overwhelmed because I know how huge CES is. And on top of trying to spend time at Dreamland and going between CES, there's going to be thousands of people everywhere. It's going to be super crazy. So I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't get in until Thursday. So Dreamland is running basically Tuesday, I believe you start, right? And it's
Yes. Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Mhm.
and then the big Tiesto after party is Thursday night.
Right. And then I think
Um,
CES then is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Is that right?
it's I think it's Tuesday through Friday.
Tuesday through
Oh,
Friday.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
But
Fridays.
I can't get in until Thursday, so I'm gonna miss a big chunk, if not all, of Dreamland XR, which is unfortunate. I know a lot of people that are speaking, a lot of people that are going to be there. It's a bit smaller from what I understand. Like they have around 15 to 20 VR exhibitors. plus some AR exhibitors, of course. But I think you hit the nail on the head. This is really about the art scene, the music, the technology. Yeah, exactly. How the technology brings that community together. Last year they had what was called VR Festival, which I think was, I don't know if it was the same organizers, but it was a very similar concept. And it kind of, it brings some of those arcade elements. It brings some of that community. It brings some of that art scene, some of that music, and melds it together. I think you're going to have a great time, man. I really do.
I think so too.
It sounds like an amazing event.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, if I have some after hours, anybody get me into that party, that'd be great.
Hey, you know somebody.
I was going to say, I really do love seeing the fusion of the fine arts and music and everything that we're seeing virtual reality now incorporate into those spaces, and it just meshes so well. I mean, you've got musical performances where you have artists doing tilt brush in the background.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So cool. That
and you think about the two most popular VR games of this generation, Beat Saber and Pistol Whip, both about being in the music and feeling it and connecting.
Love Pistol Whip so much.
So dope. It's so dope.
Yeah, and the thing that I really like about how these community events are happening, like Dreamland XR itself is kind of like the side project, like the thing that's off to the side of CES. So people are going to be in town already for CES, or like you said, coming in for Dreamland, and the cherry on top is CES. I love that fact. One of the things that Alex and I got to experience at OC6 was going over to what they called Dimension X, which was just this little art gallery that was put on by FXGVR, and they had Nreal there. They had the Finch Shift controllers there. They had stuff to really promote a product that wasn't Oculus around Oculus Connect, but also like bring together those community members. And I really, that event really touched me. I'll say, like,
I got to say, Eric, the first time I met you in person was OC5.
Exactly.
And some of the outside events were what really stuck in my mind. I mean, the indie creator space that Blair and his team were running, the SVVR meetup,
SVVR, dude. Yeah, I went to that at OC6, and that was fucking huge.
I mean, it was
awesome.
We walked in there. They had like everything and everyone, but Cymatic Bruce had a DK1 set up with every one of the demos, and and that was really the time that we all got to network, because the conference was so busy, so hustle, so bustle. But man, getting out there, meeting Kyle, meeting Bruce, I mean, these are some of the guys that I idolize, some of the people who literally got me wanting to start my journey into evangelizing VR the way that I do now. And so that tightness, the community, and everybody coming together in these outside events, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So things I'm looking forward to, we'll jump into that category very briefly.
That's a good segue.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because we just talked about the community a bit. I feel like the thing I'm looking forward to more than anything else is seeing technology that I've heard about, but not necessarily seen in person yet.
Ooh,
so one of the things that I found out was going to be there is the Vario VR2, which is like a screen in the middle that's a little bit small right in front of your eyes, that's super high resolution, and then the normal screen at a little bit lesser resolution around it. I just want to kind of see how that works. I've heard mixed reviews of it, but you want to see it for yourself. That's going to be in a showcase that Ultraleap is doing, and Ultraleap is a combination of Ultra Haptics and Leap Motion. Those two companies have now merged. I've used Ultraleap's technology at other events. I have a Leap Motion in my basement, but Ultra Haptics has done demos. They had a booth at VRLA in 2018. They had a booth at CES. They had a booth at GDC that I went to. And the GDC booth, they had, it's just like this electromagnetic thing that you put your hands over, and you could cast spells and things of that nature, and you could feel like heat or electricity or like a cold chill or things of that nature, depending on the spells that you cast. And one of the pieces of technology that they already have out there is actually in Vegas. They have slot machines that have these little interactive things in some of the casinos. And I have not tried one of their slot machines, but I want to while I'm there. So it's like,
we got to.
It's one of those.
This is a quest.
Yeah. So I do have a meeting set up with them while I'm there. I'm excited to check out their booth, but I'm also excited to go check out their slot machine and see what it's like.
I love slots,
because
man.
While it's not necessarily virtual reality, you still have that haptic experience there, and it's something different in that technology sector.
Speaking of haptics, I'm super, super stoked to check out these gloves with the force feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Being able to, like, what is that? Was it like Tesla Suit or something?
There's at least two companies that have them. Tesla Suit is going to have their glove, which they recently posted a picture of. It's got like these hooks
it's got
around
like a weird hook.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another company called Bebop also that are going to have like a I think they call theirs the data glove.
I used that at VRX.
Oh, okay.
And it is cool. But I was expecting force feedback, right? Like like you can feel it in your hands. That's not what Bebop is doing.
Oh, okay.
Theirs is more of just haptic feedback and like hand tracking and control.
Okay.
So you can reach out, you can grab something, you can slide open a door, it vibrates, you can tell that you touched something. But as far as like creating space within your hand, Bebop sensors and in their Bebop glove is not accomplishing that. It's just like vibrates when you touch something. You can reach out, grab something, pull it open. So it does feel good. And it's like really great for like training applications, you know, if you're like trying to teach somebody how to operate a machine or whatever. But yeah, you're not getting that like, holy shit, I feel like I'm holding something in my hand feeling from that.
And that's the thing I'm excited about the Tesla Suit one is it looks like it's got like kind of like servos that'll make it so that your hand actually feels like you're gripping that
you're
ball
gonna
or
feel
whatever.
Pressure. You're gonna feel So
that's very high on my list.
Yeah, mine too, definitely for sure. Don, I know you're gonna be in the Pimax area a lot of the time. Working with them.
In the Pimax area.
Outside of Pimax, is there anything that you're really excited to see?
You know, and I know you're excited for it as well. Inreal.
Definitely.
I really, you know, I've been kind of talking with them back and forth for the better part of a year now. And I'm very excited to see their tech because, you know, as much of it's steeped in the virtual reality world as I am right now, I'm very, very curious about augmented reality. And I've never tried a HoloLens. I've never tried a Magic Leap. This will actually be my first AR experience. And it's going to be with the Inreal glasses. So,
and these are the ones that recently they showed like a video of a demo of like a fighting game, right? Yes, where there's like characters fighting.
Apparently.
Yeah, that looks so awesome.
So I don't know. I really... how do I put this politically correct? No, I won't. Magic Leap took us all for a ride. I'm sorry. That's little baby elephants in your hand and whales jumping around in frickin', no. But I see a lot of potential in Inreal. I like their form factor. I like the fact that their field of view is a little bit larger, so I really, really want to see their tech in action.
Yeah,
well, I've had the opportunity to try a handful of these, the HoloLens, the Nreal glasses that they had at OC6 at Dimension X, and a handful of others. And I have honestly not been super impressed with anything yet until I tried, what is they called? Firefly Dimension. Firefly Dimension is the name of a company that is making AR glasses that have like 180-degree field of view.
And that's where it's at. I'm sorry.
That blew my mind. Like, holy shit. The image quality, super crystal clear, like beautiful 3D floating pie charts and like graphs and stuff. And it's not limited to this like little tiny square. Like, it was
we were talking pre-show. You guys know I've been in the VR scene since the 90s. And Eric, you were talking about those headsets that you're looking at. Right. That's what we had, guys. It was literally this little square that just hung out there. So in my mind, even though AR is an emerging tech and it's just starting to come, that's like so 20 years ago. I don't want that anymore. And kind of bringing it back full circle to VR and what I'm going to be doing there, that's why I am so in love with the Pimax headsets. I never realized how important field of view was going to be for my experience until I put that 5K plus on, and it wasn't like looking through binoculars for the first time. I had peripheral vision, and it just flipped a switch in my brain. So yes,
I'll be visiting you. Don't you worry. I'll be visiting you. I'm coming to see it.
I'm telling you what, the 8KX, from everything I'm hearing, and I have not personally tried one yet, is going to be the Ferrari of VR headsets for quite a while. I mean, massive field of view and true 4K per eye with no SDE. Just saying. So,
yeah, I didn't really give in to Don's crap on this for a while.
You didn't. You fought me for a while.
Yeah. But there was a local developer actually that was selling his 5K plus, and I picked it up a couple of weeks ago. And I had a very early experience with Pimax before the Kickstarter even happened. I met Thomas Voodoo DE at the event that they showed it off at in San Francisco, which is just in this little conference room basically. And when I tried it then, IPD didn't work. It was super early prototype. And I was like, wow, it's got a good field of view. And that's about it. Like, there's nothing else there except for this field of view. And I was worried that, like, the center of my eyes was blurry. This isn't going to work out for me if I can't see what I'm doing in a headset. So I did not initially back the headsets. But Don's been selling me on the 5K plus for quite a while, probably a few months. And I picked one up for a pretty reasonable price. It is one of the old Kickstarter units. So that, like, there's things that the newer ones have, like 120 hertz mode and things like that. This does not have, but I bought it from someone that actually is going to be getting the backer rewards or whatever that they're going to be sending out in the future if they send them.
They are going to send them.
So
they're working on it.
I didn't buy it with the expectation that they're sending anything else, but if they do, I'll get those as well.
Well, cool. And that is unfortunate. That is kind of a weird divide with the 5K plus, is that the early models can't do the 120 hertz, the newer models can. As of today, I don't know if you guys saw about that, kind of deviating, not really from CES, because these are announcements that are going to be made and elaborated on at CES. If you saw the Pimax homepage, that changed today. And now they're showing 4 different headsets on that homepage. Well, not really saying what they are, but one of them says dual native 4K per eye. We know that's the 8KX. In the next pane, it says dual 4K 110 hertz. I think that's the 8K plus, guys. I think that what Kevin was alluding to on Sebastian's interview yesterday about some of the surprises that we're going to see in the new firmware is exactly that. Then in the bottom left-hand pane, it says something about super 180 hertz. I think that's going to be the new 5K plus. And then the Artisan says 449, I think.
Yeah.
And 120 hertz.
Right. And
so
the 449 price point, from what I understand, is the entry level.
That is the entry level without
only,
the Nolo controller.
Yeah, headset only Artisan. So yeah,
Steam VR compatible. So if you already have base stations and some sort of controllers, you're getting into something with 120 hertz and a massive field of view for under $500.
Yeah, and I paid under $500 for my 5K plus as well, so I'm cool with that.
Me too.
But I do have to say that the 5K plus, I'm very impressed with where it's at today. I wasn't 2 years ago. I like where it's at today, so I'm excited to stop by the booth and check that stuff out too.
You guys come by, man. We're gonna have some incredible demos, and even some stuff they haven't told me yet, and I'm gonna be in the booth. So
nice.
Some stuff that's so super secret that I can't even know about it until I actually get on site.
So I think you've already started on to the next topic, Don, which is a little bit about speculation, things that we're not necessarily sure is going to be there.
Well, I'm doing segues all over the place tonight.
No, it's cool. It works. It works.
Transitioning you.
But the thing that I've heard about, and I don't know how true this is that NVIDIA has been doing a lot of work to integrate like reshade and other things into their drivers.
Heard that.
And that there's the potential that there's going to be something big VR related where you'll be able to, similar to maybe Vorpex or something like that, run non-VR applications natively on a VR headset.
And you know, it makes sense to me because NVIDIA has always been a backer of the 3D community. And,
exactly.
You know, I mean, my 3D vision. I mean, before, okay, so like I started with VR in the 90s, and then we know it horribly crashed and burned. You know, I had the VFX, I had the eyeglasses. Well, kind of at that point, I had to go back to shutter glasses and doing like dual projector setups. Well, NVIDIA was the one company that never left us in the cold. They always were there backing the 3D community. And I think it makes perfect sense that we may see some sort of Vorpix type driver integration at the driver level with the newest GeForce drivers.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see if that comes to fruition, or at least what that looks like.
Yeah.
So that was the kind of big thing that's kind of sitting in my mind that I have no idea about, but I'm excited to see what comes of.
Yeah, me too.
I have only been thinking about that Sony teaser. Sony comes out saying, hey, guess what, everybody, the future's coming. Mm-hmm. And that's a pretty bold claim, especially coming from a company who, you know, has been crushing it for a really long time and who honestly represents a huge part of the VR community. PSVR owners there's a lot of them. A lot of people use
still
PSVR.
The best-selling headset out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
mm-hmm. And I this is all speculation, right? But I read some tweets that were talking about like recently granted patents that Sony has come up with. And it looks like it might be possibly some kind of peripheral that is used to engage in a new way, you know, or control in a new way. And I hear that maybe it won't be only Sony specific. Like I hear that it might be compatible across other platforms. So they might come out with something that's like a new way to interact with stuff, and it might work for everything. So nice. That's kind of my speculation. I think Sony might come out with a new device or a new peripheral that allows us to interact with technology in a way that we're not quite used to doing yet.
And so the headphones I'm wearing, actually, these are open ear headphones that Sony made a couple of years ago. I worked on a project with them called the Sony Future Labs program, where in the San Francisco area, they actually pulled together members of the community, and we paid a very small entry and got a prototype device, which is actually under my table here. I'm not going to reach for it, but it ultimately ended up with these. One of the projects that they worked on during the same time period, we worked on what was called Project N, which was a neckband wearable that had headphones similar to these that you could attach to it. We all love the headphones more than the neckband. I'm just going to say that. So that's really the direction that they went in. They do have a neckband product that came out as well that's really more so for like private TV listening. So if you're in a home and you don't want to disturb the other people, you put it on your neck and you can get the TV and things of that nature. But these are great. I love them because you can hear the outside sound, but also hear very clear the inside sound.
Yeah, that is nice.
The other project that they worked on, though, was called Project T. And what Project T was taking your tabletop and having like a projector, but also cameras. Yeah. And you could actually, like, one of the demos that we were able to do with it was basically like Alice in Wonderland, and you could place objects on the table and Alice would like fight with the cards, like the Queen of Hearts cards and things of that nature, as you're manipulating objects on the table. Another demo was like an architecture demo where you could actually place objects and it would rearrange the home based on the placement of the objects. So I am totally with you, Alex. This could be, I'm not saying it's that or anything like that, but they've been exploring those alternative ways to control things for a while. So Now I'm excited about Sony. And I didn't even think about it prior, right, man?
Funny thing is not trying to jump on Alex. That's actually when you were going to ask me what I was excited about. That's what I was going to say.
Nice, beautiful.
Because it is fundamentally the one thing that we really still need to figure out in VR is how do we interact with things naturally? How do
Absolutely.
we, I've been testing like I was showing you guys before. I've been testing like the Mechatech exoskeleton for natural walking, and we need to solve those problems: natural locomotion, natural interaction. And so, if Sony can do that, man, bring it.
Exactly. And that's Sony's one of those companies that absolutely don't seem afraid to fail. If you get what I'm saying, so. Those are the people that are going to bring that energy and bring those experiments to life. So I have full faith that they're going to put something awesome together. And now, like I said, you guys have got me super excited about that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hey, they're the ones that said the future is coming. They didn't have to say shit.
The future is coming.
Yeah.
And I've heard them say stuff like that over the years, and usually they deliver. So
that's right.
Really excited to see what they bring to the table.
Cool. So before we go, I will be there Thursday and Friday. I'm going to be roaming the floor of God knows where all over Vegas. If you want to reach me, feel free to send me a DM on Twitter. I'm at EMINUS, E- on Twitter. Everything's open. So if you're at CES, you want me to check something out, please come either find me on the floor. I'm not hard to miss, but there's going to be millions of people. Or hit me up on Twitter, and I will be happy to come check out your stuff. Alex, you want to share a little about where they can find you?
Yep, absolutely. So I'm going to be in Vegas. I'm getting in on Monday, and I will be there for like all week. I'm going to be there all week long. I think I'm leaving on Saturday. So if you're in Vegas, I think Twitter is probably the best way to get a hold of me too. Then my handle would be at Alex and then __ VR. So there's 2 underscores in between the Alex and the VR. But if you just search Alex VR, I'm sure you'll find me. But yeah, I'm definitely down to check out technology. Definitely down to hang out, make new friends. And I'm just trying to have a really awesome time while I'm out there. So definitely do not hesitate to hit me up.
All right. And Don, we know you're going to be in the Pimax booth most of the time.
I'm going to be in the Pimax booth, South Hall, booth 21520. Be there all 4 days, January 7th through the 10th. Now, I am personally flying in on Sunday, so I'm going to get a chance to see. And, really kind of just a minute, I got to say, I'm really kind of excited for that, too, because I kind of get to see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff before the show actually starts, because I get to be there while they're setting up the booth.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
So that's going to be kind of neat. Cool. But, yeah. Man, if you want to hit me up, same thing. Hit Twitter, DM me. Just tweet me. It's vrgamerdude. I'm vrgamerdude everywhere. So Facebook, Twitter, you name it, you can get a hold of me through vrgamerdude. And come by and see me, man. If you want to see the future of immersive virtual reality technology, if you want to see 4K per eye, if you want to see wide field of view, hit us up at the Pimax booth. I think that this is going to be the year that they actually blow people's minds with their tech. So
awesome. Cool.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Bring it. Come.
I'm going to be there. I'm excited.
All right. Thank you both for your time. It's awesome to talk with you guys. I'm part of the community, and I'm regularly speaking with other VR content creators, developers, and folks every day of my life. I love that. I love that the 2 of you are going to be there, and I'm going to definitely spend some time with you either at the event or outside of the event. But it's been awesome chatting. We'll chat more either during the event or after the event.
Oh, yeah.
For those watching, I'm going to be regularly rotating people through. Like, if you love seeing Don and Alex in this format with me, let us know.
Yeah, I'm always glad to come back, my friend.
If you think this is the stupidest idea on earth, let us know. I'm still going to do it anyway. But I just want to highlight other people from the community as time goes on. This isn't going to be like, hey, every week we're going to get together and chat. This is going to be just conversations that we have throughout the year, just documenting our moments in VR. I've said it over and over again for the past few weeks. It's a shitty catchphrase, but VR is my 2020 vision. I really feel like this year is going to be the year that VR really takes off. AR as an emerging technology, I'm going to focus on too. I'm going to be working with Unreal, trying to develop something for their glasses. So it's going to be a big year for all of that immersive technology. I'm super excited for what this year has to come, and CES is the first huge event that I'm going to. So I will see folks in Vegas.
Yeah,
Good to
I'm
see
so glad I had the
everybody.
chance to have this conversation with you boys, and I will see you guys in a few days.
Right
Awesome,
on. Just
man.
remember what happens in Vegas stays
Stays
on the internet because we're going to blab it to everybody.
Yeah, because I'm taking my camera and
Exactly.
filming everything.
Yeah.
All right, thanks everyone. Remember, VR is not dead.
VR's not dead.
VR is forever.
Later, boys.